having a strong presence is pretty much a contradiction because a strong presence brings honor and respect, right? But too much of that presence can have a reverse effect. It's almost like everything in life. Too much of a good thing, it be pretty much becomes a bad thing. The more people see you, in other words, the more your man sees you, the less respect he's going to have of you unconsciously, right? But the less they see you, the more respect they're gonna have for you. What you want to do, and the point of this video is to show you the power that absence has on the mind of men by learning to withdraw at the right moment before people unconsciously begin to push you away. Because naturally, people have a defense mechanism. Even if they like you, too much of your presence will cause them to unconsciously push you away. Because what we're doing, unfortunately, for some people who are idealistic, is that this is a game of hide and seek for the most part. But let's first begin with the biological aspect of presence and absence. You see, a man's biology is literally wired to get turned on by your absence. When men don't see their women, their body creates more volume of sperm to put inside her body. This has evolved because women would mate with other men in the past, ancient people, right? And so men had to create high volumes of sperm to kick out the other sperm, right? So when men spent 100% of their time with their women, men inseminated 389 million sperm inside of her. But when men spend 5% of their time with their women, 712 million sperms, almost double, got inseminated inside of her. Like, this has been shown through studies. I'm not even talking out of my ass. You can look at this in the book called The Evolution of Desire. It also increases when there's sperm of other men inside. In other words, oh my God, this is crazy. When there's other sperm inside of a woman and you come inside and you like ejaculate inside of her, even if the man doesn't know this is other sperm, for some biological reason, either pheromones or something, the man creates more sperm, and actually it does it like almost like an evolutionary adaptation against infidelity. So men have the physical ability to create more sperm. Even evolutionarily, absence creates more interest and more desire and more love and respect. Isn't that insane, right? So that's the first one. So the next thing you have to understand is that you have to let your unavailability do the dirty work for you. Because not only does your absence turn him on physically, not only does your absence cause him to just put everything inside of you, right? To want to see you with lustful eyes, but also it makes him like you more, because it's not your presence that makes him like you. It's your unavailability. Because what you want is, you don't want to let them see you or treat you like anybody else. Force them to respect you by threatening to leave or using absence. Now, you might say, how do I do that if I'm married? Or how do I do that if I live with the person? You could create a pattern of presence and absence. That is all you have to do. It's almost like a metaphorical death type of effect, where if you notice that somebody's about to die, naturally your emotions become heightened around them, and you want to be there for them, and you actually like them more. It's a very similar metaphoric death. For example, there's a friend of mine, a really cool guy that I know, that he's awesome to hang around with, and that is the equivalent of you having a good presence. But he barely hangs out with us. When we invite him, he'll say yeah 2 out of the 3. He'll say yes like one out of every 3 times. Now, he'll invite us out too, right? But because we like him, and he's not there that often, but when he's there, everyone feels alive. Because when he's not around, we actually talk about him. When he's not around, we talk about the things that he does that's funny, because he's not around. And we sort of miss it Because we're like, oh man, if only he was here, man. Oh, remember that one time when we did that? Oh my God. We're talking about him and we're idealizing him in our minds, which makes us want to see him more. And so the next time he comes, we're going to feel that adulation, that sense of, wow, I like him more. It's true, people. That does work. And it's all about having a good presence, but having boundaries and not letting people see you all the time. And I bet he doesn't even know that. He doesn't even know that, honestly. He doesn't even know that. That's how, for the most part, that's how we feel about him. This is similar to the law of scarcity, right? What's the law of scarcity? The law of scarcity is pretty simple. Right here. Let me remove this because this is gonna make sound right now. There you go. Okay. All right. Let me make sure I have the right video. Okay. The law of scarcity is in economics where if somebody buys something from that market, right? If you watch somebody buy something, all of a sudden, whatever that thing that's being bought, right? No, for example, if somebody, an example is like the Mona Lisa, right? The Mona Lisa is an incredible simplistic painting. But one of the reasons why the Mona Lisa has such high regard in the art world is because it's been vandalized the most. It's been stolen. Like the fact that it got stolen and people thought that it was never gonna come back from the dead per se, makes that painting more valuable. Anytime anybody steals something and people think they lost it and then it comes back, people treat it with more respect. Anytime somebody you think will leave you forever, in that moment of you finally saying those goodbyes is when you're gonna treat him with the most respect. When you think somebody's about to die right now, it's when you're actually gonna open up and show your emotions towards them. So if you're dating a guy and he's not giving you anything that you want, girl, what you gotta do is show some absence. Michael Jackson used to never do interviews. Michael Jackson used to not always have shows. He used to not always put out albums. He put out albums in over long periods of times. He didn't put out albums every year. But if you make yourself too available, you're all right, and your power will fade away. The attraction that he has, the respect that he has, will naturally fade away. Not just because he's gonna stop respecting you, but also because you're gonna eventually start acting super needy. Make yourself less accessible and increase your value. So if you live with the guy, because this is what happens when you do this to a guy. He's gonna think you're with somebody else. Even if he has full faith in you, even if he really loves you, absence is gonna play tricks on him. He's gonna think, even though deep down he thinks it's paranoia, he's still gonna think another guy's with you, or that potentially another guy's gonna try to steal you, and that's gonna create anxiety. Right? That's naturally gonna create anxiety. And the reason why is because when somebody is away that we respect, right? When somebody is away that we think has value, what tends to happen to the mind is that the mind goes crazy, right? It goes crazy. It'll begin to have images of you being with somebody else, even though he knows it's not true. It's his mind torturing him. It's almost like you pretty much split him from the inside, and his paranoia is going to be attacking his logical mind. And that's going to create that friction that's going to confuse him, and it's going to make him chase in order to end the war, per se. Right? The imagination has no... So just like when person A, just like in love, a person's absence enhances their presence, but after a while, it diminishes once they know too much of the person. The imagination has no place to roam. It needs place to roam. Because love doesn't die from starvation. It only dies generally from indigestion. And a lot of people just have it completely wrong. They have it where they think doing a lot and putting pressure on the person will make them like them more. Change your mentality. Less is more. Less is more. If everybody's talking and you're the one that speaks the less, if everybody's talking and you're the one that barely speaks, but when you speak with confidence and power, you're going to look like the one who controls the room, even if you're not saying anything. Let your unavailability do the dirty work for you. Let his mind make him fall in love with you. And you only make him turn his mind against himself through absence. Nothing bad has ever happened when you give people space. Bad things have happened when you never give people space. So if you live with a guy, what you want to do is just have your own life. Have things where you don't invite him in. Make sure that you don't have a reputation of a cheater or a liar, because this will backfire. But have a life. Have things that you do with only your girls. Go on vacation exclusively with your girls. Go party exclusively with your girls. Yeah, he's going to be paranoid, but that's going to put him in a sexually competitive state. And when you count back, he's going to be sending 712 million troops to see you and have a little conversation. Does that make sense, people? Good. If anybody wants to work with me one-on-one, I've been telling you guys I have this new program where if you're on a date and you want me to observe your nonverbal behavior, or amongst your friend and you need somebody who's really objective and really honest, I'm offering that service. Wherever you are in the world, I'll fly to you as long as it's fully compensated to observe your behavior. That is the best type of feedback. But if you can't do that, we have voice types of coaching where I listen to your conversation on a date or with friends and tell you how you come across and tell you what you should do more or what you should do less of. That's honestly the best type of feedback. And want to know why? Because I'm an honest person. As I have a tiny bit of Asperger's, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. I'm learning to control it because if you guys notice, I'm not cursing as much. If you guys notice, I'm controlling myself more because it's a habit that I have to learn even when making videos. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you guys to check out my new course called Nice Girl. It's available for purchase right now. Okay. This course I specifically made for women who consider themselves nice, for women who are too forgiving, for women who let other people guilt trip them easily, for women who always give people the benefit of the doubt but always end up getting played. This course will teach you about people's actual manipulations, about the strategies that people use to extort from you, to take from you without you getting anything in return. Because nice people are in abundance in the world. And nice people, unfortunately, if they allow their nature to guide their lives, they will become bitter because they'll end up seeing that their niceness never leads to anything. So the goal of being a nice person is to get people to like you. But sometimes it has actual backward effects. Like it actually creates what you're trying to avoid. So this course will teach nice girls how to get what they want through being more assertive, how to express themselves, how to not get played, how to identify manipulation, how to reverse manipulation. So if you're somebody who's always had that consistently in their lives, who are always people pleaser, who are always being passive aggressive, this course will teach you how to communicate all of those things that you want to communicate with people without getting played. Okay, I'll teach you how to be more assertive. I'll teach you how to identify disrespect, because when you're a nice person, you have a hard time understanding when people are being disrespectful because you're seeing the world through insecurity. You want to be liked, and so when somebody doesn't like you, you sort of twist it around in a weird way. So I show you how to see disrespect. I show you how to stand up for yourself. I show you how to deter aggressors. I show you how to avoid sending signs of weakness and how to send signs of strength. Right? And I even show you a meditation on how to become more assertive. Check it out. It's a course that it's not a super long course because I made it that length for a reason. I don't want to overburden you with too much information. This is just straight to the point. If you watch this course, you will get the results. This is not a 5-hour course. Okay, this is like a 2.5-hour course. So I think it's 2 hours or something like that. And the reason why that is because it's straight to the point. Okay, so if you watch that course, do what the videos say. You will over time overcome your niceness. Okay, purchase it now. In the description down below, you'll see where it says purchase Nice Girl. It's only $99, and there's a 30-day money back guarantee. No questions asked. You'll get your money back. Okay, because if you don't get it back, I'm closing the channel. That's for sure. All right, so I'll see you guys inside, and I hope you guys enjoy that course.